The story comes to us from NBCDFW.com. That's NBC Dallas Fort Worth. And again, I'm a little behind on some of these stories. I try to get them out as fast as I can, but I do work a 40-hour work week, so it's kind of, not to mention other things going on. But I'll get them to you. You just be patient. This one out of Dallas. Dallas Chief of Police Eddie Garcia fired 3 officers Tuesday after they were either arrested by or involved in incidents with other police departments. According to a statement from the Dallas Police Department, the 3 officers, who are going to be listed here, were terminated following a disciplinary hearing with Eddie Garcia.
William McClennan was arrested in Louisville for driving while intoxicated. Donnell Brown involved in a theft in Plano, and Juan Lopez involved in a disturbance in Arlington. More than a year and a half after people protested George Floyd's death, the Dallas DA is vowing to hold police officers accountable, as arrest warrants have just been issued for 2 Dallas police officers accused of using excessive force. We're talking multiple counts of aggravated assault and oppression.
But the department said that under civil service rules, yes, each officer has the right to appeal their termination.
It feels like not long ago that I spent hours on the streets covering these protests, but it's been nearly 2 years, and now these officers are facing charges and they are expected to turn themselves in. Now, arrest warrants were issued for these 2 officers accused of using excessive force during the George Floyd protests. Senior Corporal Ryan Mabry is facing 3 charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon by a public servant, along with 3 official oppression charges. He is currently on administrative leave. That second officer, Melvin Williams, is charged with something similar: 2 aggravated assault felonies and 4 official oppression misdemeanors. Williams was actually fired 2 weeks ago for a completely separate incident in January, where a video showed the former officer in uniform punching a man multiple times in Deep Ellum. Now, back in the 2020 protest, Brandon Sands was a protester hit in the left eye with what police call less lethal ammunition. His injury was so bad he had to have his eye removed. The department ultimately ordered officers to stop using those less lethal weapons on protesters. A lawyer who represents Sands says these charges are a good start. Now, this afternoon at 2 o'clock, the Dallas Police Association is holding a press conference to talk about the charges on the officers. In the emailed press release, they call the warrants unjust, saying these officers were defending themselves and peaceful protesters from the violent rioters.
And I'm sure Joe Garimaldi is going to go, "We're going to appeal this action." Heil! Right, Garimaldi?